Hello noble ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking, and I found a channel that I really think you would enjoy very much. And the channel is called The History Squad. He has 439,000 subscribers, 195 videos, and as we read, enjoy history and have some fun with storyteller and presenter Kevin Hicks. Guy is really fun, by the way. Kevin has a great talent for inspiring people with his uncanny knack of making history fun, fascinating, and relevant. His unique storytelling style makes history so much more interesting for audiences of all ages. A decorated veteran soldier, hey, and policeman from England, respect. Kevin now lives in Canada. Long since retired from uniform, he's been in the history business for over 28 years, and now delivers history virtually with his YouTube videos and live webinars. Alright, so this is it, making history fun, fascinating and relevant. He's got a lot of videos for you to check out, but today I want to react to one which is his most recent video, which is called Medieval Crossbow. I clicked it, started watching a little bit, and then I'm like, I want to watch this with the noble one, so without further ado, let's go. Hey, look at that, the guy looks awesome. That's a nice pavise right there. Is it French?
Hi, my name's Kevin Hicks. Welcome to the History Squad. Now today, we're out on location, one of my favourite shooting spots, the sandpit here. This is great for me because there's a bit of a safety zone around it. Now I brought...
Yeah, so you don't shoot someone in the knee by mistake.
Out the beast. This was gifted to me by a chap called Dave Roberts many years ago down near Southampton. This is a windlass crossbow, a heavyweight crossbow. If I remember correctly, it was over 700 pound draw weight, and I hate it. In fact, when I was at Warwick, I first shot this for Dave because he hated it too. It's a beast. But if you go back into the medieval times, the crossbowmen were quite something. I'm actually dressed as a crossbowman in the service of the King of France. It's very difficult for me as an Englishman to actually do this.
Oh, this is fun.
What I wanted to show you was, first of all, the crossbow.
Yeah, look at that beauty.
So let's have a look.
Man, that's gorgeous. Must be
I was
heavy.
always warned by Dave, never fire this, or never shoot it, should I say, unless you're wearing a helmet. And I says, why? He said, well, if that snaps, it'll come round and...
Yeah, of course, technically you're not firing it if there is no fire involved.
That's how dangerous these things can be. So, I've got a helmet, but I'm not wearing this at the moment. I'm going to put it down and bring this into view. Right, it's fitted with the windlass. The windlass, you wind, put your foot in the stirrup down below there, and you wind him up.
Of course, you would do that if you were on the battlefield. You would do that behind the pavise shield. I hope that he's going to show us the other side of this, because I find the way these shields would be carried and the sort of mounting inside fascinating. I've seen it in real museums, of course, but if this is a well-made replica, and I don't see why it wouldn't be, since this guy seems to be really well kitted, then it would be nice to show you. If not, I'll find it on a museum website.
As you're winding it up, you must ensure you hit the back of the trigger, push the nut forward, and then it will engage. But I'm not going to do that until I'm ready to shoot. As I say, this whole thing, when it's loaded up, there's hundreds upon hundreds of pounds draw weight. And if you want the truth, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's impossible. Something like this would be impossible to manually load, unless you're like an orc or something.
I'd rather shoot a rocket than shoot this, but I'm doing it specially for you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to unhook the windlass. I bring him down, clip off the hooks, which in itself is awkward. It's not easy.
No. There we go.
There's one.
I mean, of course, I imagine a professional crossbowman of the likes of, say, Genoese, so from Genoa, would have been very fast and very optimized at doing this. So do keep that in mind. As modern reenactors, we don't have the same level of proficiency and even time, just the time alone dedicated by a professional who does something for a living, and then we that reenact it whenever we can. So if it looks awkward a little bit, that doesn't mean that it translates to how it would have looked. Probably a crossbowman, like professional, would have been like on point.
There we go. Right, so that's undone. Now, once this is off, it's in danger of getting tangled up. So I'd hand it to my reloader or to my paviseur. I'll explain about the other guys in a minute. So I'm just going to very gently lay it down, try not to tangle it up, so that I can show you the crossbow itself.
That's a beauty.
Here it is without the winding mechanism. This is a heavyweight late medieval crossbow.
Hey guys, if you hate this, you and the other person who gifted it to you, I'm more than happy, to take it off your hands anytime. Since you live in Canada, you could ship it to me. I live in the US. How about that?
It has a steel bow. Before then, they weren't steel. They were some of them were composite, a mixture of leather, wood, and horn. Then before then, they were wood until going all the way back to the Chinese. Apparently, they had great big bows.
And even like ancient Greeks and Sicilians, Greek Sicilians had something like this, the belly bow, as mentioned, wooden construction.
Wood. And this one, it's a killer without a doubt.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Now, the wooden prod, as you can see, it's really heavy. I'm not sure what this one is. I think it's oak, if you want the truth. You have
I would have say oak or ash, if from a medieval perspective, probably.
Groove here, which is often waxed, where the bolt actually sits.
Man, look at that beast of a bolt.
Bolt in English, quarrel in French, and we actually say, go pick a quarrel. So your bowstring.
In Italian, we would say quadrello. Quadrello.
I'm not sure because I've never replaced this one, but there's probably over 100 yards of triple thread in this. And this is the nut.
Yeah.
When it's loading, it's put there, the string passes over it.
Boom.
And it locks.
Yeah.
The trigger now, or the lever, is there just to release it. The bow itself is held in with these steel wedges to brace the whole thing. And if you look, it's marked just here in front of the stirrup to make sure you've got it right. These have to be regularly checked. This one's a heavy steel one.
Yeah. Yeah, you
the
don't want to break it.
The stirrup itself means that you can actually put the crossbow down,
put your
foot into it, and steady it. You then
Some lower poundage ones, you can do this and manually reload. I doubt this one you could. Too heavy.
Put all of the winding mechanism on, wind him up, click, and then you can shoot him.
Yeah.
If you look at it the other way, all this is a simple lever that's on a V-spring. As you pull him in, the nut releases. When you push him out, it actually locks. So it is a very crude trigger. These are difficult to shoot. They're not straightforward. They're not a light crossbow that you can shoot from a horse.
Right.
These, well, if you want to be one of these crossbowmen, you've got to be a member of a team.
Yeah, and also you could rest it on the shield. That's obviously something that they did. I imagine he'll do it if he's actually going to shoot today, and I imagine he is, since he said he's in the pit because of that. I'm really looking forward to see him shoot it.
Now, I'm wearing the French colours. Difficult for me, I know, being an Englishman. But the French had lots of crossbowmen, and it was the French who...
And the Italians.
Hired the Genoese crossbowmen, and the Genoese have to be the most famous crossbowmen of all time in the West.
Absolutely.
Now, because this beast, as I keep calling it, of a crossbow is so heavy and hard to use, you have to have a bit of protection on the battlefield. Voila! This is a pavise. Or should I say, it's Kevin. He's made a model of a pavise. This is 1/2-inch wood. It's got a central spine that allows you to have a wooden stake, which I've hammered into the ground. They were quite beautiful when they were decorated.
Some were incredible, like the actual paintings. Sometimes when I look at those, I'm like, oh no, don't take that to the... If I was your opponent, I could have tried to break it with an axe or whatever, because it's too beautiful. It's like I'm attacking a painting. I feel like I'm some kind of barbarian.
Just done this in the fleur-de-lis of France.
Yeah.
So the way it works with a pavise, fair enough if you've got a little crossbow or a smaller crossbow, you can carry your pavise on your back.
On your back,
When you're reloading, you can turn around, offer your back to the enemy. Hey, that's pretty neat, isn't it? If you've got the great big crossbow, as I've got, and then the enormous pavise, you operate in a team of 3, and this is what the...
I honestly think even with light crossbows, you would still place it on stationary level on the ground rather than turning around, unless it's like a very dynamic situation where you're moving, you've got a light crossbow loaded, and then you start getting enemy fire, then sure, turn around. If you don't have time, at least you get some protection. But I think even light crossbowmen, if they can and they are deployed correctly, they should put it on the ground, and that would be the medieval way. That's just me.
Genoese crossbowmen were specialists at. The pavise,
Yep.
paviseur, you got this guy who hammers the stake in, steadies the pavise. He has a spear, so he is there also to defend you. Then you have your reloader, who will have your second.
It's kind of a predecessor of the pike and shot formation. The idea of you've got your gunners, arquebusiers, and that sort of stuff, and then you've got the pikemen, because the gunners will shoot, for example, at enemy cavalry, but once cavalry gets close, then the pikemen deploy the pike and protect you and prevent the cavalry to wipe the floor with you while you reload, and then boom, you shoot them again. It's similar to that, but like a predecessor of it.
You will then take a shot, having loaded. You then turn, you're handed a loaded crossbow, bang. Another crossbow, bang.
What a system.
You are continually shooting loaded crossbows. If you're tired, if you're injured, you take over the loading, the loader comes. And
You know, this is interesting because often in videos when we compare archers versus crossbowmen, and we always examine the rate of fire once again, and we say, well, yeah, but the crossbow takes time to reload, and in that time space, the archers will put more arrows into the enemy line. But then again, with a system like this, that rate of fire is slightly mitigated. So that's something that should be taken into consideration as well when we discuss that.
and he shoots. But if you have 5,000 of these crossbowmen with these pavise, and they are trained and they know how to use them, you can advance to contact, as we used to say in the British Army. You move towards the enemy, you advance to contact. These guys have got the pavise to stand behind, to kneel behind, to reload in comparative safety. But once this is loaded,
Yeah.
it has a little
There you go.
nook in it there. Now I've got to be careful. I would have to hammer that in a bit more. But this would enable me, oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, it really does make a stable platform. Oh wow.
Oh,
it
look.
really does.
I love this shot. I love this shot. Man, this video is really, really good.
Stabilize it, that is quite something. Yeah, easier than standing holding it, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Right, so
There
this
he
is
is.
the first time I'll have ever shot behind a pavise. So I'm going to load here so you can see it.
Nice.
My foot's in, and I can tell you now, you kind of feel the whole thing bracing up, and you really do have to watch
Bracing
as
up.
you're winding everything up that it doesn't tangle. As it goes over the nut should lock.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. Then you loosen it so you can detach it. Takes some time, doesn't it? There you go. Don't drop it. Lovely. Lovely job.
Now
Lovely.
don't forget my paviseur would now be reloading.
Yeah.
I'm stepping in, knocking him on. There's that little groove. There's me target over there.
Aha.
Let's have a see how she goes.
Me target. I love
Put a
this
bolt
guy.
on it.
And now put a bolt in it.
I mean, see if we can hit it.
Yeah. Wow, I love the shot. Gotta
wind's
polish
blowing
that
it.
helmet. Whoa. Boom. We got slow-mo. That's a beautiful shot, by the way. Let's see. Little high.
It's amazing how the pavise changes the whole business of shooting a heavyweight crossbow. First of all, it's stable. As I got down behind it, I felt as if I could hold it like a machine gun. And to my surprise, I was above the
You can tell this guy's former military, by the way. And I really respect that.
target. On close range, I'm about 30, 40 yards. I think you need to be 100 yards away to be able to shoot this, and I can't do that at the moment here. We'll have a look later on, see what I can figure out. But it really does open your eyes. Those crossbowmen of old with their pavise, they really knew what they were doing. And you've got to
Yeah.
look at the Genoese, see how they trained, how they formed their corps to understand how the heavyweight crossbowman worked. So when you take
This is really good. So as usual with my React content, I don't watch the whole video as to encourage my viewers to go and finish it up. But I do want to give him a like and subscribe. since I very much enjoyed this and I think he is awesome. So check him out, go finish the video, give him a like, give him a comment, and say hi from the Metatron's community of noble ones, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of his videos. I surely will. I might be reacting to a few others in the near future because this was actually very fun to do. But for today, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for my next daily upload. And remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye.